Alright, so while I'm in the middle of making bigger and more important projects,
Important. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say a big ol' fuck you to the kill land plot right now and just do a fairly simple one-shot.
Kill land plot? Brew, if you're not going to continue this plot, no one cares about why mention it at all? All you're doing is confusing anyone who just pops up and watches this video randomly. Don't bring shit up if it isn't relevant to the video.
So, Mollycobbin, you've likely heard of him since he's the most well-known person in CC.
And if we haven't, are you going to explain who the fuck he is?
Mainly due to writing the dick known as the success of game theory, but that's beside the point. He has some issues that I'm surprised few people have called him out on, and holy shit, these are some fucking massive issues. Honestly, these problems make his videos borderline unbearable to sit through, and nowhere's this shit more glaring than in the intro to this video.
Wait, all of this shit can be seen in an intro to his video? All of these really glaring issues, that he apparently has a lot of, can all be seen within a singular intro that you are going to cover in a one-shot? Don't you feel you may be overblowing your opinion of this guy just a bit? Because I do. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, if this guy is the most popular name in the commentary community, how do these issues make his videos unbearable to watch? Clearly it's only you that believes this, given that if these issues were really that bad, he probably would not be the most popular person in the commentary community, game theory hatred or no.
Hello, Internet. Did you miss me? Oh, how uncool.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Considering this is a one-shot and all of your problems will be covered within a single interjection, I in fact, hope you are kidding me, because all you're going to bring up would have to be completely nitpicky to make this worth being a 3-minute one-shot.
That was, no joke, one of the worst intro segments to a video I've ever seen. And this is coming from the same jackass who thought the intro to episode 2 was somehow a good idea at one point.
I don't know, it seems fine. He comes in playing a character that pretty much rips off Undertale, with effects that are, while pretty lackluster, at least show some effort put into his video with a joke thrown in there for good measure, at least in comparison to the intro to this video where you just come in dumping confusing exposition followed by you claiming that this user has too many problems to count that, once again, you're covering in a goddamn one shot. Now, I want to see your episode 2 intro.
The hell? I haven't even ordered anything. Whatever. Free shit is free shit.
Now, this will be my response to a video put up by the Amazing Atheist featuring many of his anti-feminist friends.
Oh, fuck. So this is where we're going tonight, is it? Ugh, fine, but I better be getting a hell of a paycheck for this. Huh? What do you mean I'm not getting paid for this? What do you mean the video is almost 10 minutes long? What do you mean I'm not actually talking to anyone?
Yeah, no, this was not only too long when it doesn't need to be, with you barely emoting, no joke, and barely any care in your keyframing, I wouldn't trust you to give into advice, especially when you're going to compare it to an intro that's overall worse in production. Now, I know someone may argue that I'm not doing anything with my video. You would be correct. But not only am I not myself trying to get on Stamarin Star's case for his intro except to tell him that his comparison is overall shit, but Stamarin is the one doing a one-shot on just an introduction, so you tell me who's the one who's worse off in this scenario.
First off, let me mention your abysmal acting and how it made me never want to even finish the video.
Oh joy, so you didn't even watch the whole video?
I know you're trying to put on this gaudy voice in an attempt to emulate Mettaton from Undertale, or at least that's what I assume it is based on the visuals, but we'll get to those in a second.
No shit, he's trying to emulate Undertale, but that said, Considering we have zero idea how characters in Undertale speak, we can't really judge how the characters overall speak, so we would have no idea if what Mangakaman is doing is correct. Shut your face, furry.
But you talk so goddamn slow that makes even the shortest lines drag out to eternity, to the point where I'd rather be watching paint dry.
Your evidence? Because I don't think his hellos were dragged out as long as you're saying, but that could also be because I have a longer attention span than you, and I don't have a long enough attention span to cover one of your longer videos. So that should probably tell you something.
Then there's also the fact that the voice itself sounds so fucking forced. It's like you're really trying to do something fancy with acting, but at some point you just threw your arms in the air and yelled, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore."
It's almost as if acting is one trying to push themselves to be a different person than that of which they are, and so Mangakaman would have to try hard to act.
And even when you do use your regular voice, you still struggle to sound like you give a single shit about anything you're saying.
Isn't that funny, coming from you?
Don't do this, Moon! You don't need it! You may not understand it now, but trust me, if you commentate on this video, you'll never escape! You'll be trapped, doomed to a never-ending cycle of commentaries on the same guy over and over and over again. There's still time, just turn back now!
I mean, obviously he's trying. I definitely hear some theatrics coming from his voice. At worst he didn't yell into his microphone, so I don't really see what the problem is. I seriously continue to suspect you are making a mountain out of a molehill.
And then there's your editing. Oh boy, your editing! First off, there's the fact that the lights and smoke graphics look like they're going at 5 frames per millennia while the tomato is moving smoothly. How you thought this was passable, I have no idea.
The smoke wasn't even that slow, and again, it's not like you did much with your editing either. He at least tried to add in some care to his work.
Then there's also the fact that your smoke effects look like they're hitting the ground, but when your avatar appears, he goes below those. This causes some weird looking inconsistencies with the visuals.
You mean, perspective?
There's music being fairly quiet, then suddenly getting loud as hell for a few seconds, then going back to being quiet when your avatar shows up. Audio balancing. It's really not that hard.
Right, okay, audio balancing. Totally not that hard.
Then there's also the fact that when you get hit in the face with a tomato, the actual sound effect for it doesn't play until a full second later. And it also plays while you're trying to talk, making you difficult to understand.
Is all you're going to do making mountains out of molehills? Because this is getting annoying pretty fast.
These are some huge ass oversights that you really should know better than to keep in. I don't even care about whatever point you're trying to make against Ryan in this video, because I found it so unbearably annoying to sit through with these massive problems constantly coming up. You have almost 8,000 subs at the time of recording this. Show that you give enough of a fuck to warrant those numbers and stop making such sloppy mistakes, or else more people will catch on to your shit. And that's about it for me, so if you excuse me, I'm gonna go back to being dead and find some other video to bitch about.
That was it. These were the issue that make Mangakaman so unbearable to watch? Jesus Stamarin, you would think that these incriminating issues that are so humongous that watching Mangakaman becomes the most tediously annoying thing to sit through would be a lot more hurtful to his video than simple presentation bullcrap that was overblown to infinity just to make a point that manga is apparently the worst thing in existence. Do us all a favor and stop that. That's pretty annoying. As for me, this has been Pink Robot and I'll see you all next time.